It looks smaller than it actually is, but when you take into consideration the size, it's 17.3 inch in a small chassis. This is UPerfect UColor J5 with 120 Hz. You have an option with 60 Hz. And then what we have right here is 4K resolution. This is really great because for the price you get this kind of cool monitor that is quite portable. Now, when we compare this to other monitors, you don't have that sleeve coming with it, so it's quite right, and a completely different packaging, which you can check on Instagram. But regardless of that, you have enough ports here to connect everything that you need, and it's really nice, thin, and lightweight. It's 1.03 kilograms. And to be honest, when I left the box, I was actually considering if there's anything inside the box, but there is. What you get inside the box, you get this UColor J5, you get two USB Type-C cables, one HDMI, mini HDMI to regular size HDMI. You get three angled adapters for those connections, so you can connect two USB Type-C angled by 180 degrees and the HDMI as well. Now, when we go deeper in the specifications, now let me just repeat some stuff. 17.3-inch UHD 4K IPS screen with 85% Adobe color gamut. The 60 Hz is 100% color gamut. And 120 Hz, as I already said, refresh rate. You have HDMI and Type-C ports, making it quite easy, basically, to connect it to laptops, PCs, phones, Steam Decks, Switches, PS4, PS5, Xbox, and so on and so on. It's really great to have a monitor like this in this type of resolution with this refresh rate to extend your monitor if you're going somewhere, I don't know, business trip, events, or just you want to have the kids playing around on their consoles while doing the long trip and stuff like that. And on the other side, you have 3.5mm headset jack, which can be easily connected. Also on the other side, what you have is a power on and off button, and you have that type of a, it's not an actual wheel, it's some sort of a slash wheel joystick, whatever, that helps you navigate through the OSD menu. Now, let's go quickly into the OSD menu. It's really plain, I do have to admit. So it's easy and user-friendly because you press the middle button on that scroll wheel and you access the OSD menu. Going up and down, you actually move through the menu and you have the option to adjust the brightness, to adjust the volume, even though you do have a quick access to volume and brightness by pushing that lever up or down. Yeah, that's a good name, a lever. And then when we go next to that, you have options for language specifications. You can see the refresh rate and everything all together inside the OSD menu, but it looks plain. I do have to admit that. That's the one thing that I personally am not a big fan of, but regardless of that. Let's continue. Vesa mount with 4 pieces of M4x4mm screws, which are also in the accessory box, and the holes at the back are 75x75. The material and the way it's crafted, it's a CNC machining of drawing oxidation treatment process and metal cutting. Then we have the brightness at 400 candela per square meter. Contrast ratio is 1000:1. And it's pretty light, I do have to admit that. And it's compatible with HDMI 2.1 cable. So when you take a look at the close-ups regarding the videos, 4K videos of the nature that I'm showing you right now, the colors are really great and I'm really digging that. You can actually adjust the inside the NVIDIA control panel, you can adjust the refresh rate. You can go with 100, 120 Hertz. It's really that simple, nothing to basically go too much into details. But what I noticed is when you connect the HDMI and Type-C, the monitor is automatically on 100 Hertz. If you connect the Type-C to your PC, for instance, and you connect the HDMI also to your PC, and you place 120 Hertz, at some point, and that's quite short, in 1 minute, the monitor will switch off. You can turn it on by unplugging and plugging the power. But what happens is, if you connect Type-C to the adapter that goes directly to your wall socket, then you can run 120 Hz without a problem. So, if you're on the go, you'll get 100 Hz. If you're in some sort of a room where you can actually use the wall socket, you get 120 Hz, which is still okay. I do have to say that. Now, when we go into gaming, I literally didn't adjust anything. I left it as it is, stock, no adjusting of the colors, the modes, the presets, or anything similar to that. The colors were really outstanding. And I was really digging playing through Spider-Man and Hogwarts Legacy and some other games that I actually didn't record. I totally forgot to press record. But in general, the colors are really nice, and there was no lag, no stuttering, no, it was really good. And when you take into consideration the price, so the price currently with the discount that is on their website is 420 euros. That's honestly quite good. So this is a very lightweight, portable, slim. The only extension that you get here in terms of the thickness is the part where you have the stand at the back, which has two rubber feet, so it won't slide anywhere, and the mechanism to open it is quite stiff. So even though the front part doesn't have any rubber feet, it won't slide anywhere. That's it. So you have the angled adapters. One thing I do have to say, the HDMI angled adapter was a bit hard to push in, as well as the HDMI cable. So don't be frightened about pushing it a bit harder. Just be careful to place it properly so you don't break anything. And that's it. So in general, what I have to say, OSD menu is really plain. That's for some of you guys that might be a deal breaker. For some of you, it might not. It's all up to you. We have the HDMI cable that doesn't go properly inside, in terms of it's a bit too narrow, let's put it this way. But the HDMI cable goes in without a problem. The only problem is the angled adapter. And then the second problem, or maybe the third, I don't know, is the 120 Hz refresh rate, which you get only by plugging it in into the wall socket. So otherwise you have 100 Hz, which is still okay. And in general, taking into consideration that you could use it for laptops, PCs, Xbox, PS4, PS5, and everything that I already gave you information, that's outstanding. So all in all, thumbs up for this one. I'm really digging the whole screen and the IPS panel behind this. So it really does look nice altogether, and could be a good accessory on your events or wherever you go on travels. Just a lightweight, nice, portable gaming, definitely gaming 4K 120 Hz monitor. Guys, thumbs up for this one as well. And I'm leaving the links in the description so you can check out updated price eventually if something changed since I recorded this video. And that'll be all for today, guys. If this is your first time checking out any of my videos, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, click the notification bell for future content coming quite shortly. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.